welcome back to another Chris the Fish 03 video. In this one, we're finally going to be sorting this tank out, and we've got a couple of tanks being sorted out in the garage as well, so let's have a look. Alright, so I'm going to start off with this one. It's now practically empty. We've got the bala shark, the two shrimps, we've got a couple of bristlenose. I've put Tony the tiger parrot in here as well, and we've got the two turtles. In this floated tub, as you can see, it's got loads and loads of holes around the side, so it is staying temperature of the tank. That's all the fish that are going today, as well as the convicts in the garage. And then on this lid, we've only got the one tube working at the moment. So what I've decided, because I've shut the 200 down, I've got my fluval light to go on the fluval tank, and that's going to go at the front, and we're going to see if it makes much of a difference having just that light instead of just that one. Obviously it's a lot cheaper to run an LED than it is to run a tube. And as you can see, I've already made a start in here. So obviously we've took everything out. They found a piece of prawn from yesterday which I fed them, so they're still having a munch on that. Obviously a few little prawns had been hidden underneath ornaments and stuff. This tank is going to be getting a complete rescape. That tank has got to be emptied of all the ornaments and stuff, but I'm going to do that after, because I've got to get the barbs out of here that I'm having to go into the living room. Then all the severums and everything in there are coming over to this side. I've got all my stuff sorted out, so I've got ornaments that won't be going back in. I've got a bucket full of wood, rock, ornaments that will be going in, bucket full of plants. Obviously you've got all that stuff in there as well that will be coming out. I have got a plan for that tank, and maybe that one, I haven't decided yet. I've put it up for sale for now, but I've got about 200 shrimps coming, so I might try and do a real planted tank, shrimp tank, but we'll see what happens. There's nothing definite on that yet. But yeah, so these ones are all getting sorted. The flower horn tank, I've took the plant pot and the rock out, so there's just that in there. I'm still umming and ahhing whether or not I want to move the female on, purely because it's not fair that he keeps picking on her, and then I can take that log out anyway. The convict's okay in there because he doesn't bother. He has never tried attacking it or anything. I don't want to put the female in the tote purely because of all the Vieja, and we've now got two jags in there, but at the same time, if something goes wrong, it's not going to be easy to catch her out. In this tank, nothing else has happened. That tank has been shut down and put up for sale. So as you can imagine, we have got a lot going on. I've also got all my slate caves out and everything as well, because I want to try and figure out how I'm going to escape the tanks before I actually just dump everything in. But I've got to move the fish on anyway. I'm going to be delivering them later on this morning, so yeah, fingers crossed. Okay, so now we're a couple of hours later or so. You can see obviously the living room tank has been completely transformed. I've gone for the much more natural look. Still got a couple of bristlenose, couple of shrimp, couple of turtle, the bala shark and Tony the tiger parrot. I've also put the fluval LED light in here as well, so that's looking a lot better. And I'll go and show you what's happening in the garage now, because I'm about to catch the barbs that's going to go in here. Alright, so I'm about to start catching these barbs, as I've just said, and they're going to go into the living room tank. Things like the shark, the clown knife, the cribs, the black knife, sorry, the cribs, the convict, the cories, things like that are going to stay in here, as well as the big tinfoil barbs, but the rest is going to go into the living room. Then these guys will then get moved over to this big tank once I finish scaping it. And also I've decided I am going to keep this tank, and this one is going to be my shrimp tank, shrimp only tank. Alright, so here we are another couple of hours later. You can see we've got the 400 tank looking absolutely mint, completely rescaped, plenty of hiding places for the cories and for the severums, plenty of growing space as well. So the 240 has temporarily been closed down, like I said. So I've got all the sponges in there just so that they can keep the cycle. All the Severums, the Yellow Belly Alberts, the Angel and stuff is in here. And there's the Blue Acara. Obviously I've already got the albino rainbow shark in here, so I couldn't put the red tail in. So what I've done, instead of having to close it down, I've had to use this tank for the red tail until I find him a new home. Obviously there's nothing really changed in the flower horns tank, but yeah, this is where we stand at the moment. So I'll go and show you what the living room tank's looking like. So yeah, as I said, here we are in the living room tank. I have moved a couple of the albino cories in purely because I've noticed they've only got one eye, so I thought it'd be better in here where I can keep an eye on them. All the barbs are in here and it is looking 100 times better. I've redone all the scape and everything, as I said. There's plenty of hides and caves and everything, and it looks very natural as well. Alright, so just to finish up, I filled that tank a bit more just because I've got the sponges in there, but the heater's off, the light's off. That one, I've put the soil-based substrate in. I'm going to put some gravel on top. I'm going to get some real plants, and we're going to have that as our shrimp tank. It's going to have the heater and a couple of double sponge filters. So that will be a video on its own, so keep watching because it's the first time I've had a tank with real plants in. You've seen the odd straggly one that gets eaten, but this will be my first ever planted tank, considering how many years I've been doing this fish keeping for. Everything else is doing absolutely fantastic. Nothing else to report. I think I might have already told you before. In here we have actually got a second jag. Where it is at the moment, I do not know. We've got our main one just here, but the second one is not far behind, and he's getting along really well, which is good to know, because a lot of the time when you add new fish in here, they just destroy it. It's like they've got their own little set. Don't disturb it. For all the OGs that have been following this channel for a while, guess who's back? It's Henry, making a right old mess. But yeah, he is back at last, and he has gone into the flower horn tank to help the other plec try and keep it clean, even though it's just basically adding another poop machine. Also, on another good note, for those that wonder about the electrics and stuff in here, yes, I am running extension leads on extension leads on extension. It's just mad because there's only a couple of plugs, but the Sparkies have been today, done the house check, and we are finally going to be getting a new fuse board, which means I can then wire it all up properly, have my own little ring main for the garage, so everything will be legit, shall we say. So for now, we're going to say like, subscribe, hit the bell. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want to say anything, you know where the comment section is down below. Bye bye.